everyone. We're here at the Toronto Zoo at the Tundra Track. What would you like to know about the polar bears?
What do polar bears eat?
Polar bears usually eat seals because the blubber from the seals is the highest in calorie. So it really helps them to stay full for the full day. But they have been known to eat walruses, but not on a usual basis. It's just a rare time that they'll eat a walrus.
Where do polar bears live?
Polar bears they live in Alaska, they live in Canada, they live in Russia, and they live in Norway.
How much cubs can a female polar bear have?
Every female polar bear will usually have twins. Usually have about 1 or 2 cubs. Most of the time they'll have twins. Occasionally they'll have a single cub or even triplets. But most of the time they'll usually just have 2 cubs at a time.
How old can polar bears live up to be?
Polar bears can live anywhere from 20 to 30 years, but on average it's more closer to the early 20s. But in captivity, because they're fed every day and they're well cared for, they can live up to about 45 years in captivity.
What do polar bears look like?
Polar bears are a little bit deceiving. As you can see, they look like they're white, but they're actually not. Their fur is actually clear and translucent, and it's actually the shape of a tube. So their fur actually traps the rays from the sun, and it makes them appear as if they're white, but they're actually not. They're a clear color. And if you look, they actually look a little bit yellow too, because when they eat the seal blubber, it turns their fur yellow.
How much do polar bears weigh?
Polar bears are really heavy animals. The males can weigh anywhere between 700 to about 1,700 pounds, and the females will weigh anywhere from 500 to 600 pounds. So they're very, very massive bears. They're actually the world's biggest bear.
What are polar bears' predators?
Polar bears don't really have any predators because they're the top of the food chain. So they're the biggest and meanest creature out wherever they live. So no one's really trying to hunt them. So.
How tall are polar bears if they stand on their hind legs?
They're usually about 10 feet. So taller than your dad or mom and taller than me. Yeah, they're about 10 feet when they stand up.
Where do polar bears usually spend their time in?
Polar bears usually spend their time napping and eating. So when they're not swimming and they're usually, or eating, they're usually just taking a nap. Kind of like now.
How do polar bears take care of their cubs?
Well, because they're top of the food chain, there isn't really a concern for polar bears in terms of them eating or getting hunted. But the polar bear cubs usually stay with their mothers throughout their lives. They travel in groups.
Well, that's all I can think of.
Oh, did you learn a lot about polar bears today?
Yeah.
Great. It was really nice spending this time with you at the Toronto Zoo. And I hope everyone else had fun too. Thank you.